this guy had a plan that was a generations-long plan for world domination through the control of thoughts and ideas. Controlling mass media is the key to controlling what people think. So something I've been talking about for quite a while is this notion of maybe less than honest people trying to control the information sphere in the social media world. And I think we know who these people are. I want to talk about them a little bit because they're up to something. Now, we've seen people in the past tracking my IP address, trying to figure out where emails that Dave Swigert receives might be coming from, etc. I don't know how many people are familiar with a series of videos that I've done with a guy named Marcus Conte. Now, Marcus is the New York Department of Sanitation enforcement officer who became a whistleblower and started a lawsuit against the Department of Sanitation. And I had interviewed Marcus a couple times. He's a crowdsourced viewer. There is a network of so-called YouTube influencers who are trying to control what people think and believe. And they put out these stories and they corroborate them amongst each other. And the other thing I've noticed in terms of patterns is, we've got George Webb suddenly advising people to go and, advising Marcus to meet with him at the News Museum in Washington, D.C. George loves Marcus all of a sudden. And Marcus is a street reporter. I didn't know that. I thought Marcus was a sanitation worker who had been fired and who had a lawsuit against the New York Department of Sanitation that he lost, who was in desperate need of work and money. I wonder if that's a way to get on Lift the Veil and to interview George about the strange death of Jenny Moore. There are still a lot of unanswered questions about that. I don't know that much about it. I don't have that much information about it.
This story has subjected both you and I to social engineering attacks. It happened yesterday on the street. So there's cyber stalking, there's stalking in real life, accosting me on the street, calling me names, coming up to me, antagonizing me. There's people who don't want this information out.
Hey, look, it's Jason Goodman. It's Jason Goodman, everybody. Hey, Jason. Look, it's it's Jason Goodman attacking me with an umbrella.
Some garbage man walking around from Staten Island, stalking, harassing, and, intimidating people on the street. People's lives are at stake. They should admit that they're interested in engaging in underhanded, malicious tactics rather than answering questions, rather than supporting their assertions with evidence and facts. Crucial piece of evidence in bringing some child rapist to prison. Who's out there trying to stop us from doing that? I suspect both of those guys have some sort of angle going, because this is a pattern. George tells people to watch Lift the Veil. George tells people to watch Marcus. And this is the same thing George has done when he told everybody to watch Dave and DeFango, how humorous they are, how funny they are. People remember in March I interviewed Marcus right here in this thing. I think people should watch this Marcus-George interview with a great deal of skepticism. I think you should be very wary of anything either of those guys might tell you, because I just don't trust them. I don't trust either of them. I think they are working for some unseen purpose. I suspect those guys are up to something. So people should watch that interview with great care. I think it's coming on in just about 18 minutes. It all seems very carefully coordinated to me. Meet me here, they're making videos back and forth. They're following this telecomics guide. George Webb has told us that his father invented the cordless phone. You can join our secret society and enjoy money and protection and all the great things you get when you're on the crew, or you could choose to not do that, in which case we'll kill you and your family and take the technology anyway. They're part of an effort to control what you believe. And let's tune in and see where this Marcus Conte, George Webb interview goes. We'll have to see. It's interesting. Very curious. I think I just time phone hacked their interview. Catch everybody later.